Hello there, I am Thiago Moraes. I'm here with my great friend Shidoshi Bortoluzzi, who just arrived from Brazil yesterday. We are right now in the house, in the home of Shidoshi Jordan, our teacher, our master. We just got here and we already started to study a lot. We actually have a private room, a private dojo in the inner part of the house, but we were just here discussing some very interesting stuff, and I preferred to register this moment in the living room where we just were. So we were just talking, our teacher and us, about some very interesting stuff.
What is FÜMIDORI?
FÜMIDORI is a particular way of teaching people that may look like torite, but it is not. It is actually not seen as a form of jujutsu itself. It was a subset, let's say, pretty much used during real situations where they had to not just imprison someone, but put him even out of action with easy and efficient ways. So there are 4 ways in which we can perform FÜMIDORI. In any of them, the origin, the root words are the same. Fu, that means kaze, it means wind. Mi comes from karada, which means body. And dori comes from toru, which means to take something. So the general idea, it is, as usual, an abstract idea that means to take away the body, the wind of the body. Kaze is wind, I guess. I didn't say that. So to take away the body, the wind of the body, actually. And so the idea behind this is that for those people, at those ancient times, for you, for example, to move a limb or an arm, there would have you'd have to find an internal wind that would move it, let's say. So the idea is that we can do FÜMIDORI in 4 positions. That is the standing position, the seiza position, the crossed legs position, and also another way, that is, you have just thrown someone to the ground, and then when he is falling, he has just fallen, and so he could try to grab a weapon, a knife, for instance, and then you could apply this, let's call this method in this situation. But they are mostly used against someone that had a knife or even a weapon, a gunfire, let's say, over the centuries, coming to next to our own time. So let's see, for example, he's here, FÜMIDORI, as he just asked. So one idea is that they were just gathered in a meeting, okay? So one idea, that is, once I'm here, I would first of all have access to clavicle and even to trachea over here. However, I would have to be worried about this hand that is just here. So what I'm going to do is, even if I reach here, at the same time I would have to already cover his hand with my own hand. On time, though, I could use my body to pressure over his humerus, for example, over here, okay, and then continue my technique. Other idea I could just use is, after I have just entered, I will lock his arm with my arm, okay? Now once I'm here, I can also find clavicle, trachea over here, and then simply stepping over, I have a huge pressure over his shoulder, as you can see it here, okay? If I show you the old way of doing it, that is a more, let's say, sharp way of doing, is using the head and sitting over neck right here. Okay? So once I'm here, I have this first leverage, which is very powerful because he has no way of resisting it. This angle is very powerful, and they used to use these leverage here. So he cannot by any means with this pressure downward and here grab his weapon as I have his weapon available. So another example of Fumidori using this same approach, let's say, one is, you see, once he fell, like this, I'm still covering his arm, so he cannot draw easily. This is one idea one could purchase, and then still locking, proceed to the same methods we were discussing. That is, having his hand over here, and again this angle, and also having his weapon. Other idea is using again this in here and locking already, but then now that he's here and I have passed through, I will press like this, which is very painful. And now once that I'm here, what I'm going to do is I will rotate and have his arm on this angle. Because now that I'm here, even if for a brief moment he would try to take his knife and cut me, on this angle it is very difficult for him. And he would have a fractured arm, as we can see. Another technique we could find in FØMIDORI yet is that he is here. Okay. So once I've put him in this position, what I'm going to do is here, so I have this angle of the shoulder, okay? So one thing I have is here already, and I could proceed to this angle, which is very uncomfortable for him. Other masters also teaching the same technique, which is kind of faster. But if I am here already, passing over his head, so one could have first this angle in a gyakko position through the elbow, and then through here exposing his shoulder in a very powerful angle of the hip. Well, these were some examples of fumidori. They are not, as one may think, a form of torite, but are a very powerful way of taking someone down or imprisoning someone that is carrying a knife or any kind of